fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. It is I, the Blue Fairy, came here to grant all your wishes. So let's start. The table topics is, like the Toastmaster of the evening said, it's an impromptu speak session that you have, the speaker is given a topic to speak about for 1 to 2 minutes. And thanks to Toastmaster Nasreen, most of the topics quoted from the wishes of the members. So let's begin our session with the first speaker. For the first topic goes to Toastmaster Daphne Rodriguez. Master Daphne, if you wish to go back in time when you were 10 years old, what would you advise yourself to do that would change the future? Your topic is, if you wish to go back in time when you were 10 years old, what would you advise yourself to do differently in the future?
Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, a very warm good evening to each and every one of you.
Good evening.
If I had to go back when I was 10 years old, the one advice that I would give myself is to strive more harder in life. To actually not take life as easy as it comes. Because the thing is that as you grow older, from the ages of 10 to 15, you're under the impression that life is going to be as easy as it will be. But once you graduate from school, you go into college, you kind of see what it is to actually be a person in the real world. And that's the time, snap. That's the time when reality hits you. Oh, when am I going to get a job? Oh, will I do my exams well? Oh, how much money will I earn? Oh, this, oh, that. It's always a constant battle of emotions by the time you reach a certain point in your life where you're like, oh my goodness, I should have thought this through. The whole idea about going back in time, if there was a possibility in this universe, is that it makes you realize and to counteract the mistakes that we once did. Each one of us at this point in our lives wish that we could go back and do something better off in order to make us something great right now. It is tantamount for any human being to feel it. And at one point, we could actually read ubiquitous. Yes. We all wish that we could be everywhere at one point in our life. That's a given. And over and above, if I was 10 years old, I would tell myself to actually strive harder in life. Because with doing that, I know that being 21, being 22, I'd be a better person and even more stronger in life. Back to you, Pastor.
Your wish might be actually granted, Toastmaster Daphne. So, for our next speaker goes to one of the wishes that one of the black members wished was to live in a world where there are no wars or hatred, where money is the last thing in this world. What does that mean to you?
Could you clarify a little bit?
To live in a world where there is no war, no hatred, and the money will be the last thing in this world.
Okay.
What does that mean to you?
TableTopics Master, fellow Toastmaster, our guest, I don't know if I should say or not, but good evening.
Good evening.
I think we as humans are mostly affected with our society. What our society thinks, what it believes, what is the driving force behind our society is that thing that pushes us. So it's a great thing to live without all those materialistic things, but I think it's difficult. Basically, we should start from ourselves in order to reach to that phase. Starting to think well, starting to improve our thinking, starting to follow the right principles, the right things, that will lead us to that phase. But regardless of how difficult it might seem, everything in the beginning is difficult. But as we strive to go and stand ahead and go ahead, as we try, not giving up, staying strong maybe, we start to improve, we start to develop that thing. As we start, maybe from curricula in university, from some staff in schools, we start to plant this thinking in our society, in our members, in our children, our youngs, and so on. As we come to that thinking, we are ahead of doing that thing. It's a great thing. It's something that we always glad to do. It's something that we dream to do. However, it's in the end difficult. But for me, it's great. I wish it could happen, but basically, I think it can't happen. We can do it, but to do so, to start so, we should start to improve our thinking, to have a good thinking for it. Therefore, we can do so. And thank you. Say what I would like to say. I kept on repeating.
But you did a wonderful job, don't you think?
Yes.
No,
I hope you want to be honest.
No,
It was great.
Thank you, Mahmoud, for this
You're welcome.
wonderful answer. So, our next speaker goes to Toastmaster Hassan. So, as you all know, one of the wishes were, I wish I could be myself. What do you think? Does that apply to you as well? One of the wishes were, I wish I could be myself. What does that mean? Apply to you as well?
TableTopics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Yes, it actually does apply to me, otherwise I wouldn't have said that wish specifically. Personally speaking, I wish I could be myself is something that is extremely personal. Yes, it is actually a very personal wish that I have had for myself. However, given the circumstances that is surrounding this wish of mine, I don't believe that it can come true. Now, before you come up to me and say that, what is this defeatist talk that I'm having, I would like to just clarify that now and here, at this point in time, it is not the right time to say what the real reason is behind this particular wish of mine. However, I am pretty sure that somewhere later on in life, this wish of mine will come true and I will be able and capable to live the way I am, who I am, with my identity, full on, unedited self. Yes, thank you, thank you. Over to you.
And guests, please use the TableTopics Session as to increase your odds on response fillers, plus to use the word of the day.
As you can see.
Yes, please.
Ubiquitous.
Can you say it once? How do you say it?
Ubiquitous.
Yes.
Pronounce it. Ubiquitous.
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 Ubiquitous. Count. Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous.
So for our next speaker, this topic goes to Toastmaster Nana. First of all, who's your favorite celebrity or actor?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Wait, I didn't finish my question. First of all, who's your favorite celebrity or actor or singer?
Sarah girl.
Doesn't matter.
Guy I like or girl I admire?
Jesus, you want specifics.
Just spit one out as you wish.
Is that
Coco
now?
Chanel.
Okay. So, your topic is, you have been given 1 week holiday to spend it with your favorite celebrity, Coco Chanel. How will you plan this holiday? I repeat, your topic is, you have been given 1 week of holiday to spend it with Coco Chanel. How would you plan this holiday?
Fellow Toastmasters, and yes, good evening to you all.
Good evening.
If I were to spend one day,
Week.
1 week with my favorite celebrity, which I mentioned, Coco Chanel, I would spend it by hiring a translator because I can't speak French. I understand it, and she can't really understand me. Well, basically, I'm going back in time because she's already
Passed on.
yeah. So I would spend it, if I went back in time and spoke to her, speak with her, I would spend a day by the beach, walking with a translator and her, talking about her life as she
Created perfume.
not only perfume, everything. As she found her passion for making hats. First of all, making hats, and then moving on to clothes, perfume, and then makeup. Creating her own line, basically. She would tell me the stories of how she succeeded in all of that while losing her one true love before all that happened. So sad. The next day, we would go by the park with her dog. I think she has a chihuahua or something, or a poodle, with a translator, of course. Talking, eating croissant and chocolate. I will walk by the park, play some volleyball or cricket, I don't know. And the days will pass on, and I will be spending most of my time in her office, learning from her, trying some ideas, and probably taking whatever advice she could give me for having one of the most successful careers every woman would love to have. Having her own line, her own, basically making a name out of herself. She's a woman in that time, 1930s. 1930s, she's a woman, she was very successful. I'll be learning from her and taking whatever advice she had to give me. And that's how I would spend my day with Coco, my week with Coco Chanel. Thank you.
Timer, do we have time for one more? Because I'd like to
No time's up.
No one here.
This will be the end of my part. I return the control back to